Finally, after long years of learning and training, I received my own independent command. I am now the proud commander of U-8, a Type 2A submarine. The Type 2 is the smallest submarine that we have in service. With a top speed of 13 knots on the surface and almost 8 knots below the surface, it is not very fast and we do not carry a lot of torpedoes. In fact, we only have 3 torpedo tubes in the front and 2 torpedoes to reload those. My biggest challenge will be to prove myself to the crew, who is unsure what to think of their new commander. Their careers, their fates and their lives are now my responsibility. To be honest, it is daunting to have so much responsibility. I need to make sure that my decisions are the right ones. Thankfully, I have some good officers in this crew. They are very seasoned, and I'm sure that if I can gain their sympathies, they will nudge me in the right direction. Today is the 1st of August 1939. We are ordered to sail into the Baltic and conduct training exercises, to form this crew and this submarine into one powerful unit. We leave Keel on a beautiful summer day. I can see it on the faces of some of the sailors that they would love nothing more than to be in the town and stroll around with their wives or girlfriends. However, most of the crew seems to be giddy about going back out to sea. Having the crew in such a great mood is a really good sign that we will have an excellent voyage, and I'm confident that we will be able to complete our training successfully. Let me tell you more about our tiny Type 2 submarine. Separate from the engine room and the torpedo room is the main section of the boat. There we have the hydrophone operator. His responsibility is to listen for underwater contacts. Near him is the radio operator. He is responsible for decoding radio messages and for sending status reports. Then there's the command room, where the helmsmen are steering the boat. This is also where the navigator has his charts, and it is the place where all the important decisions are made and where all the very important systems are placed. Since the boat is so small, this is also where the kitchen is located and where my own bunk can be found. I'm always in the middle of things. Having some peaceful time for oneself to sleep is difficult. It is now the 5th day of our voyage, and I'm discovering why the Type 2 submarine is nicknamed the Canoe. This thing is being thrown around violently by the waves, and it is rolling so much that none of the crew have any appetite for food. Everybody breathes a sigh of relief when I order the boat to dive. The Type 2 submarine has a maximum diving depth of 100 meters, but I think it is important to test the limits of that. While it is not without danger, the chief engineer assures me that the boat is very well built, so I order it down to 120 meters. There are a lot of concerned looks from the crew. It is the 10th day of our voyage, and we have spotted smoke on the horizon. I think this is a good opportunity for weapon drills. I order the boat to periscope depth, and I am very pleased with how fast the crew can perform this maneuver now. I also order an intercept course to the target. The smoke that we spotted belongs to 2 Lithuanian ships. They will be our quote-unquote targets for this exercise. Our submerged approach allows us to demonstrate the true strength of the submarine. We are able to approach unseen. Only the tip of the periscope is sticking out of the water, while the rest of the submarine is below the waves and cannot be seen by our prey. With the target in our sights, we train extensively on how to obtain the torpedo firing data. We need the target speed, we need the angle on bow, and we need the distance to target. We train how to input that data in the torpedo firing computer, and how to relay it to the torpedo room. There are many procedures that need to be coordinated perfectly before the torpedo tubes can be opened for a shot. The Type 2 submarine does not have a lot of firepower compared to the Type 7 and the Type 9 submarines. We only have 3 torpedo tubes in the bow, none in the stern. If we fire the torpedoes that are contained in these tubes, we only have 2 more torpedoes on board that we can use for reloads. So in total we only have 5 torpedoes on board. That is not a lot, and we need to make every torpedo count. Of course, the ships in front of us are neutral, and we will not fire at them. So, after successfully completing the firing drills, I order the torpedo tubes closed again. Our unsuspecting assistants on the surface continue their voyage without ever realizing how close we were to them. I'm very satisfied with the drills and with the performance of the crew.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auftauchen. Vorne um 10, hinten kommen auf 5.
With the successful completion of our exercises, I think it is now time to set a course back for Keel. Let's return home. We received a radio message. Finish weapon practice. Return all U-boats to Keel. It's good that we are already on our way back. Still, I ordered the crew to increase the speed of the boat, despite the once again horrible weather. This order, it seems so unusual to me. It doesn't happen often that all boats are recalled. I wonder what's going on.
Also benehmt euch entsprechend.
It is the 27th of August 1939. We are leaving Keel in the middle of the night. We are ordered into the North Sea. There I will be allowed to open an envelope that contains further orders. The crew had very little rest in the 10 days that we were ashore. Shore leave had been cancelled. We were ordered to prepare the boat for another voyage as fast as possible. And it is not just our boat. It seems to me that all available boats have either already left the harbour or are making preparations to do so as fast as possible. Something serious is going on. The shortest way from Keel to the North Sea leads through the Kaiser Wilhelm Canal, running from Keel to the Elbe estuary. The canal really is a marvel of engineering and technology. The crew watches the towns left and right with great interest during their free time. It is almost like a little pleasure cruise. As we pass into the North Sea, I am allowed to open the orders. We are ordered to patrol grid AN47 off the Scottish coast. War. On the radio they say that Poland attacked us. I find that hard to believe, considering how well prepared we seem, with almost all our boats already at sea. What will England and France do? Well, it didn't take long until we received an answer to that question. Both France and Britain have declared war on us. We have been ordered to engage British ships only in accordance with the London Naval Treaty prize laws. The weather in the North Sea is absolutely horrible. We are inside a storm. It is as if the sea doesn't want us here near the Scottish coast, but we have to sail on. Our hydrophone operator has detected a ship. We are going to intercept it. This might be our first combat engagement. The crew is very anxious. We we surface and give chase. The weather is still terrible. There's heavy fog, visibility is extremely limited. I realize how limited it is when our target appears out of the fog just a few hundred meters away. A look through the binoculars reveals that this is not a British ship, it's a Norwegian one. After being so anxious before, the crew is now very disappointed.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
But there's nothing for us to do here. I order the boat to turn away and we resume our patrol. I doubt that the crew of the freighter has even seen us. The conning tower of a submarine is very difficult to spot in these weather conditions and especially in these waves. I hope that the weather will improve soon. Under these conditions, in these storms and in this fog, we have no chance of finding targets and engaging them successfully. Hello there, and welcome to a new series on this channel. We are finished for the time being with Cold Waters. We have played that game for long enough. We will now start a new campaign in Silent Hunter 3 to be more precise. And we will be using the GWX OneAlex Edition Mod compilation. It is based on the GWX mod, and well, it is basically fine-tuned by OneAlex and enriched with a few more mods to make it a really nice package. And the best thing is you can just download it and start to play. You don't even have to have Silent Hunter 3 installed previously. You just have to pinky promise that you own it. Now, what are we doing here? Well, after sailing up and down the Scottish coast for a while and encountering nothing else but a lot of bad weather, we have finally found a ship and we are getting ourselves in position to intercept it right now. The weather is still absolutely terrible. If we look here on the bridge, yeah, huge waves, very bumpy ride. And we're in a Type 2 submarine, and the Type 2 submarine really doesn't like waves. It's not a very stable platform. Jeez, okay. We do have a ship inside. Should be somewhere over there-ish. Let's ask the helmsman where he saw it. 245, okay. So it's over this way. Come on. I don't know if you can see the smokestack. I can just barely see it. I don't know if YouTube will allow you to see this. And I think we are now pretty much in a position ahead of the ship. So let's turn in and we'll start to close the distance. Really terrible weather. I don't even know if I'll be able to attack the ship in these waves. This is really not good. By the way, at this point in the war, we are still ordered to abide by the London Naval Treaties. The London Naval Treaty basically specifies that we cannot simply sink this thing hiding behind below the surface from an ambush position. We actually are supposed to stop the ship, search it, and if it carries contraband or military stuff, then we are allowed to sink it. So that was the situation at the start of the war, and I plan to adhere to it as much as I can, because of course this is a game and it is not intended that I really stop the ship. But I will get in front of it, I will dive, we will observe the ship as it passes us, just to make sure that it is not armed. And if it isn't armed, then we will surface and attempt to intercept it, attempt to stop it. If it doesn't stop and it doesn't follow our orders, then we will try to blow it out of the water. That's the plan for now. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, I think you can start to see it right now. Just a small pillar of smoke over there in the distance. Actually, I might start to dive the boat to periscope depth, just to be sure that I do not get too close and that they don't spot me. Yeah. Let's actually do that. Periscope depth.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Seerotiefe gehen.
Yeah, they are closing all the hatches. And now the valves are opened and the water is rushing into the ballast tanks. And we are below the surface. Well, these waves do have an advantage. You can dive pretty fast. Yeah, the waves immediately pressed me to 17 meters.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
We'll slow down the boat. And let's go into the conning tower. And we'll go to the periscope. Oops. Yeah. So this is where the commander would be sitting during an attack. And this is where we'll be sitting for the next few minutes. Let's raise the periscope. I wish the weather was a bit better than this. I really do. But yeah, this is what we are being dealt, so we'll just have to live with it and do the best that we can. There it is. I think it is pretty much coming straight ahead at me. That's an interesting detail. If we can observe its course, then we already have one parameter for the targeting solution. Okay, this will take some time. I'll cut the video here and I'll get you back in on the action once we are in position to observe the ship that is passing us. See you soon. Hello there. This is me speaking after I had already recorded the video. I'm adding this short intermission here because I forgot to talk about a few important things. The rules for this campaign. The campaign is played with full realism settings. External camera is only allowed so that I can give you guys some nice cinematic shots. Other than that, we are playing as realistically as possible. That also means that we will not be making much use of the recognition manual. We will only use the recognition manual for warships or for, let's say, very well-known ships like ocean liners maybe, or maybe Liberty cargo ships later down the line, something like that. Something that's easily recognizable. The reasoning for that is simple. Back then, the U-boat crew did not sit down with their eyes glued to a periscope, leafing through some recognition manual until they find a ship that matches the silhouettes inside. That's not how things worked. And if the Allied ship crews had a notion that submarine crews were, for example, using their mast height to calculate the distance, I'm pretty sure the mast height is the very first thing they would have changed about their own ships. No, it's really not how it worked. I know there were, of course, recognition manual books available back then, but those were not used to identify the ship during the torpedo attack. They were mostly used after the torpedo attack, when, for example, the submarine intercepted an SOS radio signal, so that they could look up what did we actually sink back there, how many tons did we sink. So for the attacks I have to rely on experience, I have to rely on a lot of guesswork to a part, and I have to rely on the historical methods that were used by the submarine crews, and I think that will be quite interesting. Another rule for the campaign: when I die inside the game, it is over, it's a one life campaign. And considering that we are in a Type 2 submarine, I actually don't expect it to last very long. Also not with this mod pack. The AI is quite challenging. Now, I realized that I said the same thing when I started my Cold Waters campaign, which had 97 episodes in the end. But okay, I have a feeling it will be a bit more difficult here. So, with that all said, I have just one more thing to add. In this video, when I recorded it, I had the fear that it would be way too long with all the stuff about the training patrol in front of it and now the engagement. So I am not explaining much how I do things, why I do things. All of that will happen in the later videos, where I will really take the time to explain why I do things, how I obtain the targeting data, why I maneuver the boat in a very peculiar way, for example. So all of that will happen in future videos. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you do not miss out on those. It will be quite an amazing journey, I am absolutely sure of that. So, with that all said, let's go to the gameplay again. So, welcome back. We have closed the distance with the target. And not only did we close the distance with the target, we are on a parallel course with him. By going in front of him, I determined that he is going sailing on a course of 280 degrees. We are doing the same. And this gives us already one very important piece of information. But right now, I'm trying to establish his speed. I have a pretty simple method for that. There are a lot of methods that you can use, but this one is pretty simple. I've now sped up to 4.5 knots, the speed that I estimate him to be at. So here's what I'll do. I'll raise the periscope, and I will place the center of the periscope on his mast, because that's a very obvious point. And I will start this clock. Lower the periscope again, because we don't want to leave it exposed. We don't want him to spot it. I'll wait for around about half a minute. Then I'll raise the periscope again, and we will check if he gained on us or if we are increasing the distance to him. Okay, this is looking good. Periscope up. And what does it say? He is going a bit faster than we are. Increase speed to 5 knots. And we'll check again. I'm waiting a bit for our speed to increase. Yeah, that's good. Raise the periscope just enough to find his mast. There he is. Lower it again. We'll wait a moment. I think I will have to dive a little bit deeper. I think my conning tower might be broaching the waves here. So let's actually order that immediately.
Neue Tiefe 1-2 Meter.
Now let's check his mast again. And it's... well, looks like we are going a bit faster. So I think his speed is 4.5 knots after all. Oh yeah, 4.5 knots, perfect. Good, very good.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Slow down the
Kleine
boat.
Fahrt voraus.
Okay. Now here's the thing that we will do. We will be attacking from his left side and we'll do a 90-degree attack. We know his speed. I will estimate the range to be at about 1 kilometer when we fire. So let me do the following. I'll turn my periscope forward and we will set the AOB to 90 degrees left. That's great. Speed is set. Both tubes are selected. Magnetic fuses are set for these torpedoes. They only have one speed setting because we are shooting T2 electric torpedoes. I estimate this target to have a draft of about maybe 7 meters. So the torpedoes will be going at a depth of 8 meters and will hopefully explode below the target. Yeah, that's the hope. Okay. That said, let's really quickly make some calculations here. So our target is going at a course of 280 for a nice 90-degree attack. We need to come to 100. No, we need to come to 10. Okay. 10 degrees, please.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 1-0.
I will tell my hydrophone operator to follow the target. And by the way...
Frachter kommt näher auf 135.
Oh, you know what? Don't follow the target right now. This target, yeah, the London Naval Treaty that I talked about previously. He is armed. I checked that. This freighter is armed. And since he's armed, he's fair game. He's not protected. Where is he? Where are you? There you are. I'll show you. There's a gun in the bow and another gun in the stern. And as an armed merchant, he's not protected by the London Naval Treaty. He is absolutely fair game for my torpedoes. Yeah, you can see the guns. Okay, lower the periscope again. I don't want to be spotted at this crucial final moment here. Submarine is turning. We'll have completed the turn pretty soon. I'll slow down my own boat so that I don't close the range too fast. Alright, this is looking good. Yeah, pretty perfect. Okay, I still have to determine a spread angle for these torpedoes. Let's do that. Where exactly is he? He's over there. I need to have the target in view for a moment. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll do 2 degrees. Does he keep closing on me? Yes, he does. So he will be in front of my submarine, I hope, in a nice position to be shot at. Oh yeah, this is looking good. We are ready to fire. Everything is set up.
Frachter auf 2-4, entfernt sich. Frachter auf 2-3, entfernt sich.
Now we did receive radio reports that there appear to be some problems with torpedoes and their detonators.
Frachter auf 2-1, entfernt sich.
Let's just hope that ours are working. Okay. Open the tubes
Frachter auf 2-0, entfernt sich.
and get ready to fire. Yeah. Keep closing the distance.
Frachter auf 1-9, entfernt sich.
This is an ideal shot. We are very close to the target.
Frachter auf 1-7, entfernt sich.
We know his speed. We know his course. It's just, what will the torpedoes do? That is the question. Okay, we are getting ready to fire.
Frachter auf 1-4, entfernt sich.
It's a big one.
Frachter auf 1-2, entfernt sich.
Okay, come a bit closer. Just a little bit more.
Frachter auf 1-1, entfernt sich.
Eat this.
Frachter auf 9, entfernt sich.
There they go. It's too late for him now to react. It's way too late. Should see explosions any moment now. If everything works
Frachter
out.
auf 5, entfernt sich.
Come on, give me a boom.
Frachter auf 2, entfernt sich.
Hit.
Frachter
2 hits.
0, entfernt sich.
Excellent. We got him.
Frachter auf 3,
He's
5,
going down.
entfernt sich.
He's done. Hydrophone. Don't follow the target anymore. Normal sweep. These guys are going down. Okay, which means we have to get out of the area.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
We turn to our
Gehen
previous
wieder auf
course.
Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
Let's get away from here. How are my batteries looking? Not too great, to be honest. Yeah, that's not too good. But it's almost nighttime. We'll manage. Yeah, you were armed. Yeah, anti-aircraft guns. Well, his own fault. We put 2 fish into him. Excellent. Okay, time to reload torpedoes. Let's bring some sailors forward so that they can start doing that. Okay, should be enough men to start loading the torpedoes. However, they won't be able to load them right now because the waves are way too high. We need to dive deeper so that they can start loading the torpedoes. Excellent. Now, of course, airplanes might come over here, destroyers might come over here to check out what happened, to search for survivors, of course. So we are not sticking around. I increased our speed and we are just gonna dive away.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neue Tiefe 2-4 Meter.
Once we are a bit further away from here, we will surface and proceed to escape. Let's see. I'll set up a radius of about maybe 2.5 kilometers. Or we can stay submerged until nightfall. Maybe that's the better idea. That's what we'll do. We'll stay submerged until the night falls. Okay, that, my dear friends, was the very first episode of our new Silent Hunter campaign. And let me tell you, I'm so excited to be back with a Silent Hunter game. It has been about 2 years, I think, that I played Silent Hunter 5 until I lost my save games. And for those of you wondering why am I playing Silent Hunter 3 right now, well, you see, with the GWX mod and, well, the OneAlex mod compilation in particular, this game is better than Silent Hunter 5, period. It's just that simple. The AI is better, planes will actually be dangerous in this game, and destroyers as well. There is crew management in the game, as you have seen. There's so much stuff that is not available in Silent Hunter 5. We have a Type 2 submarine here. We can later upgrade to a Type 7, maybe then a Type 9 if we survive that long. If we survive until the end of the war, we can have a Type 21. So much stuff. And that alone is absolutely worth it to give Silent Hunter 3 a go. As I said previously, if you want to play this mod compilation yourself, just go into the video description where you will find a link to the Discord for the OneAlex Edition community. There you will also find a download link for this mod pack. As I said, you do not have to, you do not need to have Silent Hunter 3 installed when you install this mod pack. So it's already, everything is set up for you. You just have to download the files, observe a very few clearly explained instructions, and then you're good to go. So, with that all out of the way, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future episodes where I take a bit more time to explain things. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about a return to Silent Hunter 3 on this channel. Until next time, have some great days and goodbye.